Week 11 of the UFL here on the Virtual Football Network continues with this titanic clash here on Primetime. Two of the best teams in the league set to go to war. It's the Vegas Devils traveling to Florida to take on the Miami Pirates. Hello, folks. I'm Tyler Falk, joined in the booth by my good friend Eric Vincent. Eric, a lot is on the line tonight as we creep even closer to the playoffs.
Absolutely, Tyler. Both of these teams sitting very high in the playoff race. As you mentioned, sitting at 7-2. Miami in the East and Vegas in the West. Definitely some playoff positioning on the line for both of these teams, but right now, they're just looking to get a victory tonight, and it's going to be a tough one between both of these teams. Miami's got a great offense. Vegas has a great defense. We're going to have to see what shakes out.
Pirates in their all greens. Vegas, white, black helmets. As here we go. Vegas will take the opening kickoff down for a touchback, and that is where Frank Stearns, the quarterback for the Devils, will trot out his troops out for the first drive of the football game. He starts with a two tight end set off to the left. Make that a triple tight end set. Now one of them in motion over to the right-hand side. Ryan going a little bit of a misdirection through the middle, but runs right into the teeth of that vaunted Pirate defense. We take a look at the Devils offense. A lot of faces have come into this team throughout the season. Who catches your eye here, Eric?
I mean, it's got to be Braylon Battle. I mean, he's been the newcomer coming into this Vegas offense, and he's just been a hot target for Frank Stearns. But also got to watch out for the playmaker, Ethan Flowers, number 5. He is a mismatch in one-on-one coverage.
A run to the right-hand side. Pirates all over that in short yard situations, and we take a look at that vaunted front seven, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of stars on this defense. Miami, I talked about Vegas' defense, but Miami has a very staunch defense, as you mentioned. Starts up front with Rick Kuby. You've got Dexter Murdoch there as well, along with Robert Crone. They're going to be along the front four, wreaking havoc all night long. It might turn into a huge passing situation here for Stearns and the Devils.
Passing play here on Stearns. Good protection up front. He's going to unload this one. Deep into double coverage. It is incomplete. Falling mercifully to the turf. The Pirates force a quick 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game.
Yeah, and going back to my previous point, Zyler, I mean, up front, those guys that I mentioned, they dominated the line of scrimmage, really didn't give up any sort of rushing yards whatsoever. So Frank Stearns going to go ahead and take a shot early. Good coverage on the back end, and it's an early 3-and-out for Vegas.
Hunt is on the way from the Devils punter, Jarrett Babich. And here comes the return for the Pirates out of one tackle, but then upended quickly. Is the return man, and that is where Miami will take over, led by Rob Crone, who has done a phenomenal job here this season. He goes to work here on first up. Pass, it's picked off! Only the 4th pick of the season thrown by Crone, and the ball's loose, and it's immediately covered by Vegas again as the Devils strike first.
Man, a lot to unpack in one play, but let's start with the pick. Marcus Walters coming in there and getting, as you said, the 4th pick. I mean, Crone has been extremely consistent here with the football and taking care of it throughout the course of this season. And then looked like he might have been down, so I don't know if they're going to call that a fumble on the back end. But either way, what a way to start things off on defense here for Marcus Walters.
Was picked off by Walters. Fumble was then recovered quickly. I want to believe that it was big number 53, Marcus Rice, the outside linebacker, who gets it. And we'll take another look at it again with the booth to see where exactly Vegas will get to start the ball. But no matter what, they'll get the ball. Walters, I think he's clearly down here before Charles, is able to haul in. Fumble recovery.
Yeah, it didn't look like the ball was really moving too much on the way down. I mean, as you mentioned, Tyler, it's splitting hairs at this point. Vegas is going to get the football regardless, and they're going to have great field position.
And they will start their second drive on the Miami 40-yard line. They turn it into points. 5-man rush, delayed safety blitz, but it will open up the tight end for a gain of about 9 for Vegas on first down.
Unclaimed tight end Dylan White is going to be a key piece to this offense as well. We talked about Flowers and Battle being the receivers, but the tight end there, White, he's a guy to watch out for.
They'd be coming down again. Vegas trying to push forward with Jack Nitro, and he does. One of the best backs in the league, doing work there on second down to pick up the first down.
Over 600 yards on the ground coming into today's game. Looking to add some more here. Miami going to make it tough on him, though, with that front four.
Gun look here for Stearns, looking middle. That is caught near the 25-yard line. Another catch for the tight end, White.
Yep, 2 catches, 14 yards, working the middle of the field. I like what Vegas is doing here on this second possession. Watch out for the safety blitz, though, as Miami's sending some pressure, it looks like.
Trips up to the right of Stearns. They'll go with a play action. Stearns crossing route, caught at near the 5-yard line. Ethan Flowers in his second season here with the Devils and in the league. And he picks up a big first down to move him to first and goal.
And he's the playmaker. I mean, he is the human highlight reel. They are who they want to get the ball to. And you see it right there. I called the blitz coming in. It was picked up nicely by by Vegas. Flowers springs free, and it's an easy goal-to-go situation here for the Devils now.
Leads the team with receptions coming into tonight's game with 50 and has the longest reception of the team of 69 yards. Handoff, middle, Nitro, bottled up quickly by Devin Etu.
And now we'll see if they could go ahead and get the necessary leverage to get themselves into the end zone, especially when they're going to go ahead and stack it like this with 5 down linemen.
The gun, they'll go with the ground game again. Nitro caught from behind. Excellent agility there from one of the big men. And it brings up third and goal.
Now might be the time for the play action.
Offset eye, they will go play action. Stearns turning around, looking, incomplete, looking for Nitro. Flag comes in, PI on Miami, and Vegas will have another shot at goal-to-goal range.
Great job by Stearns recognizing the mismatch there. The linebacker Murdoch on Flowers.
The pass here for Stearns, and he finds somebody. No, it evaporates on him. Miami clamps down. It goes from first and goal at the 1 to second and goal from the 11.
Yeah, you can't have mistakes like that. You got to get rid of the football. I mean, right here, Stearns knows the pressure is coming. It was a great pickup block there by Nitro, but he's got to get rid of the football. The timer has to be going off in his head, and he just holds onto the football for too long. 10-yard loss, and now it's going to be a harder goal-to-go situation.
John Walker with that sack, first of the game for the Miami defense.
Here we go, set, 60 Pittsburgh. 53
tackles. Single back, looking over the middle, and that will have the distance back to the goal. White active early in this game, third reception.
Yeah, and I mentioned, Tyler, like they're going to go his way when they're trying to get 5-6 yards, set up something a little bit more manageable, and here they are, third manageable from the 6.
4 wide blitz coming, one-on-one cuts, no! Flowers had it in the hit, jars the ball free. Ron Haynes knocks it free, and it's gonna set up a field goal attempt.
Yeah, big hit on the back end by Ron Haynes, good one-on-one coverage there. I don't even know if it was the force of the hit. I think Haynes actually got his arm in. Oh, it was the hit. Either way, incompletion. Promising drive here for the Devils, and they got to settle for a short field goal attempt.
From the left hash, a 23-yard attempt for John Smith. It is up, and it is good. Our first point of the game go again, just like the last UFL Prime Night I called, to the away team. Devils on top 3-0.
And that's what you want. You want to get points off of turnovers. Obviously, you would have preferred a touchdown in that situation there. But you're able to add 3 points. You know, you're keeping Miami's offense off the field, and you did it in a big way. It was one play, and you got the interception. So, meanwhile, that offense is just sitting there getting cold along the sideline. Your offense is starting to gain a little bit of momentum if you're Vegas, and you got a 3-point lead. Recipe for success early on for the Devils.
Got to be thinking, especially with these two teams as vaunted, as talented as they are, points are going to come at a premium tonight. So any amount of points, field goal, safety, block, extra point, going back for a touchdown, you name it, anything is going to be worth something here to both these teams as Miami comes out only one play, and it was that pick. We'll see what Rob Crone can do. Again, that's only his 4th pick this season. He's done a really good job of finding his receivers for 23 touchdowns this season. Go to work again. Second play of the offense's game. This one will be caught by a member of the green and gold. And that one going all the way up to 45-yard line. That's third stringer wide receiver TJ Drennan.
Unclaimed wide receiver there, so we got a couple guys out there right now that are big players in their offenses. Haven't been claimed, and you can claim your player today by going to UFL.football. All the details that you need to know on how to get involved this season, they're right there on the website.
Again here for the Pirates. Crone gonna go back to pass. Blitz coming. Gonna flip it out to his tailback, who catches it on the run. Spinning upfield. A good catch from Bullet Bilecki. His first touch of the game gets across midfield up to the 40-yard line.
And obviously, Bilecki is an impressive runner, right? He's the leading rusher in the UFL currently. But I think he catches screen passes the best out of any back I've seen in the UFL. He's able to keep his momentum in bounds, doesn't let the catch propel him out of bounds, and then he just finds another groove, finds another gear, and turns it upfield.
Press coverage on the outside. Little screen play left side. Bilecki trying to make a man miss, but that is dogpiled at the 44-yard line. A loss of 3. Devils sniffing out that screen play in a hurry.
Yeah, that one, he was just dead to rights. There were 3 Devils already around him as soon as he caught the football. There really wasn't anywhere for him to go. And a loss of 3 right off the bat there.
Darius Alves cleaning up the tackle that was set up for him as Miami is back a couple of yards. Brings up 2nd and 13. Crone again. Gonna look to pass left side. That is incomplete. Looking for Terrell Cooper. The hit jarring the ball free. Seen that a couple times tonight as we take a look at the Pirate offense. We've mentioned Crone, Bilecki, but you gotta take a look at the rest of the wide receiving core. Buck Wild and the tight end Tiberius Bovine Jr. as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those are 2 big threats. We mentioned the tight end, White for Vegas. Tiberius Bovine Jr., he is a huge threat in this Pirates offense.
And rush pass that is dropped. So close by Al Green. Couldn't complete the catch, and that brings up 4th down.
And early on, we're seeing this Vegas defense bare their teeth against this Pirate offense. Good coverage, one-on-one coverage there. Able to get a hand up and just jar the football free from Green. And Miami having some troubles early on getting their offense going.
Stefan Bledsoe there on coverage as Miami will punt this one away. It's a high spiraling punt from John Massa. Fair catch called for at the 11-yard line. That is where the Devils will take over here. A good drive last time ended up in 3 points. Looking for more of the same here.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I mentioned, the 3 points off the turnovers, that's a recipe for success. Your defense goes out, takes care of business. Now it's time to find pay dirt and take a 2-possession lead.
Late handoff going nowhere. Good stop by Robert Crone, the big, beefy defensive lineman.
6'2", 332. I would not want to see him in a dark alley, and he comes free against Nitro, who, compared to him, is very diminutive, 5'8", 218. So you tell me who won that battle.
And shredding off the center as well, who just looked completely powerless in that moment. Another run. This one going out to the edge with plenty of space past the 30-yard line for Jack Nitro. Ruled out of bounds at the 32.
Tyler, I don't want to put words in Mr. Nitro's mouth, but I can guarantee you that he saw everything being bottled up in the middle. He got that big old hit by Crone before on the last play. He decides to bounce it to the outside, sees tons of green grass, and gets his team a first down.
Set. 10-2 stop.
First set of downs here for Stearns and company. Nitro, a sidecar, just heaving and hollering, looking for a little bit of gas. But another play that starts off, pretty tame, a quick 5-yard drag route, but then turns into something big because Stearns has been finding his guys in space.
And that's Braylon Battle right there. We talked about him, how he's going to be an impressive piece in this offense. And he's one of the newcomers here, but he's been doing a lot of great things, putting up a lot of good numbers. And he's just as big a piece of offense, piece of this offense as Easton Flowers is, coming in with over 700 yards receiving.
Pass middle, caught. The drag route, another tight end grab for White. 6 yards on the catch.
And I like what Vegas is doing early on. They're not taking too many deep shots. We saw the one deep shot on the initial possession. Otherwise, they're just taking what the defense is giving them, being patient.
Play action. Stearns, right side, caught. It is in and out of White's hands. Could not maintain control and get the necessary feet down to rule the catch, and it brings up third down.
I was with you, Tyler. I thought that was a completion there, certainly within White's wheelhouse to come down with that tough catch.
A 3-man rush here for Miami. Stearns going to try and tuck it and run. He gets met up quickly by Connor Hamilton, who was playing the spy over the middle, and he played it perfectly.
Yeah, coverage sack there. I mean, you look at the replay here, there is absolutely nowhere for Stearns to throw the football. Even the crosser there, I mean, there's plenty of green jerseys in that area to surge in and make that play. Stearns reluctantly takes off with the football, and even then, great play on the back end to get the sack. It's going to be a loss of yards, so it's going to be tallied as a sack, and it's a 4th down.
Devils will punt this one away. We've seen a lot of punting here already tonight, as this one is up and away. Fair catch called for at the 11-yard line of Miami. That is where the Pirates will take over once again. Keep an eye on Green Gridiron Socials, presenting soon the next 4 teams in the collaboration with the UFL that will bring all 32 teams to life with full-size helmet replicas. It's just the first way the UFL is bringing these teams to life. They make it real, and so do all of you. For more info on all the amazing products Green Gridiron has to offer, visit greengridiron.com. As that pass out to the outside, incomplete, intended for Terrell Cooper, batted away at the last second, and it's this Devils defense which is forcing these tough throws.
Yeah, Tyrone Johnson up front, big number 93, the right edge. He's going to be putting pressure on the quarterback, and on the back end, second cornerback on the depth chart, Chris Phillips. He's actually a huge part. Plays much bigger than his 5'11" frame, and he's been making some plays on the back end as well at his corner spot.
Go back look here for Miami. Play action. Comebacker is incomplete. Buck Wild, the intended man that time. It falls incomplete. Miami's defense is saying, offense, you better get us at least a first down. Give us a little bit more time to rest over here.
Yeah, no kidding. But Vegas's defense, they come in with the most sacks in the league.
Floater right side, and that's some good awareness from Terrell Cooper, having to play defense as a member of the offense. And Miami sat down again on 3 downs.
And that's Chris Phillips. He played it better than the receiver, honestly. He had a better opportunity at the football. But as you mentioned, great job by the receiver for Miami, Terrell Cooper, to play it basically like a DB would and not force another interception here for Crone.
Massa is going to stand in his own end zone to punt this one away. Does get it away fairly well, and there will be a return up to around the 39-yard line. As where Vegas will set up shop for another drive, and after that pick on the second drive of the ball game, which led to a Vegas field goal, we've seen really nothing. That's just a testament to the opposing defenses, but these offenses got to find a way to find a chink in that opposing armor as we'll try and go with a play action. Throw to right side, deflected. Heads up awareness from Miami again, deflecting it away. That's Patrick Calicos, a strong safety playing down on the line.
Yeah, and both these teams, Tyler, both these defenses playing extremely well and getting pressure on the opposing quarterback.
Palacios, run right side. Nifty move from Nitro to get it to midfield and a first down.
And that's been the real difference between these two offenses, is that Vegas has been trying to get the run game involved. Nitro has had a little bit of early success, and then Stearns takes over and kind of cleans it up, moving the football down the field. We haven't seen a ton of Bullet Boletsky yet. We've saw him on a couple screen passes, but beyond that, haven't really seen him run the football.
Break. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike. Let's go, team.
Buck winding down here as we approach the end of the first quarter. Blitz coming from Miami. Stearns backing away, floating right side. Nice little comebackers caught at the 35, turning upfield and out of bounds at the 34-yard line for Braylon Battle.
Second catch of the evening, 35 yards already to his tally. And offensive line doing a nice job for Vegas, giving Stearns plenty of time to locate Battle along that far sideline. And a good catch there by Braylon. Securing it, getting knocked out of bounds.
So the Vegas drive will continue. Possibly one more play before the end of the quarter. Stearns in the gun, looking middle, caught again by Battle to the 21 as time expires in the first quarter. Just outside the red zone, Miami looking to put more points on the board. It's a very tight one so far here in Florida, 3-0. Vegas, you're watching the UFL, the Virtual Football Network. Welcome back to Miami. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Eric Vincent. It's a little bit of a Wildcats to begin the quarter. A little bit of a read option, and David Glilden able to pick up 9 on first down.
Yeah, we've seen that wrinkle from Vegas for a few weeks now, and looks like they might still be going with it here. Glidden is the Wildcat quarterback.
No read option again. Glidden, this time he gets swallowed alive. He's going to lose a couple yards, making a 5 to Palacios. Second tackle, this one from behind the line.
And that being said, Tyler, I'm okay with you running it the first time, but running it 2 plays in a row, feels like you're playing with fire a little bit. And sure enough, Vegas got burned setting up that third down.
What's that old saying there, Eric? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Did I get that right? Well, regardless, Vegas going backward a couple of yards. Third down, 3-man rush, pass is picked at the 10. This one could go for 90 and for a house call. It will. Can he be caught? No, he will not. Devin Atuk all the way home. Miami jumps out in front.
The only fireworks we have seen from this ball game are 2 interceptions, one of them being that pick 6 right there. And Devin Atuk, again, unclaimed linebacker here in this Pirates defense, coming up with the biggest play arguably of the ball game and leaping Miami in front over the Devils just when it looked like Vegas was going to take a 2-possession. Look at that, just jumps right in front of the receiver, played it almost like a receiver would.
Here comes John Smith to try and tack home the extra point. Snap, spot kick is up, and it is good. A 4-point lead now for the Pirates after the 90-yard pick 6 from Devin Atuk. And Miami now with a little string of life, and that defense raring to go again.
And that's the fun part about getting pick 6s, right? Obviously, they were out there for a long possession. But you get a pick six like that or a huge turnover of any type, and it's just an adrenaline shot. You're ready to go out. You want to get more, and you're ready to go ahead and make more plays.
Pirates might have been bending and bending all the way up to this point in this game, only giving up 3, but then finally in the dying embers of that drive, able to come up with the crucial play, which sees them take the lead. And that is now the 6th pick six of over 90 yards or more this season in the UFL. That is the first one of that variety for the Pirates, as Vegas will start this next possession on their own 25-yard line.
Only the 8th pick here for the Pirates this season as well.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Stearns, who has played, now this is his 8th game after coming in midway through the season. That's only his 6th pick of the season. Combined between the two quarterbacks for Vegas, it's combined 11 interceptions all season long. So they've had some trouble throughout this season, but it hasn't hurt them too much to this point. Stearns, after a 2-yard throw, is going to throw again over to Jack Nitro on the Texas route. Picks up another 7 yards.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't hurt Vegas a whole lot with the little bit of inconsistencies we've seen with passing the football. Gone on a 5-game winning streak coming into this game.
Little counter play, and Nitro able to slip through the tackle for another first down.
And this is what I like about Vegas's offense right now, is that they are running a very balanced attack. I mean, up until the point where Stearns made the mistake and threw the pick, it was just humming along like a well-oiled machine. You know, focusing in on Nitro and the run game, but also balancing in the pass as well to move the football down the field.
A man rush pass middle. That is caught Flowers for a solid pickup of 9. And these first down plays for Vegas, we've seen a lot of them go for 7, 8, 9 yards. It really puts their offense in a good frame of mind here.
And they've been focusing on those 3 guys that we talked about before in the wide receiver room, which is Flowers, Battle, and the tight end, Dylan White. They like to work the middle of the field, and they like to run the play action and then look towards the sidelines. That's usually where Battle and Flowers make their money.
Spread look. Stearns alone with the gun here on 2nd and 1. He's going to look over the right side. That's caught. It's the tight end, White. Who else? Across midfield, inside the 35. Go the Devils.
And then every now and again, you go ahead and you mix in a little Dylan White corner coming off of the line. Mismatch on a linebacker, and he's able to make the catch in space. Plenty of room to operate, and just like that, they're in Pirate territory.
They saw the play on first down there, Eric, and so they were playing close to the line, playing that cover too, but it allowed them to just get beat over the top there. It's 1st and 10 again from the 33. They'll go with a pass here out of the eye. Stearns took too long again, and Robert Cron comes up with his first sack and 2nd tackle of the game. 3rd sack of the game for Miami's defense.
And that's been the wild storyline there, is that Miami are the ones that are coming in with 3 sacks tonight, while Vegas has had none. Vegas has come into this game with 44 sacks. That tops New Orleans, the 2nd best team, by 5, and New Orleans has played an extra game. Now, Miami also has come into this game with 30 sacks. They're no slouch, but certainly a little bit of role reversal here.
Plenty of time, play action. Good protection. Stearns going to try and tuck it and run to the outside. No! Taken down again, and it's Walker with his 2nd sack of the game. Number 4 for Miami.
And just a great job up front. I mean, look at all the bodies here for the Pirates on defense. And then on the back end, great coverage. Stearns has nowhere to go. And a great job disengaging off the block, chasing down the quarterback, and getting another sack.
And maybe the middle of the field deep was wide open, but that gives, with so much time trying to float it underneath there, that gives that deep safety a chance to come up and play center fielder. And so it's 3rd and long. Here for Stearns. 4-man rush. Stearns gonna try to air it out behind the defense. Left wide alone was Darius Maddox for a big score. 40 yards. Vegas says hello, how do you do? We're back.
Well, you wanted that deep shot over the middle. Turns out it's just on the hash there, and Maddox just roasts his opponent there off the line. Great play, great recognition by Stearns to find the open man. Easy touchdown for the Devils. They're back in front.
3rd and long, and you don't cover deep. Vegas catch a break as the extra point is up and good after a 4-minute drive. Vegas able to eclipse 150 passing yards. Stearns goes 4 for 4 and the score to put Vegas up by 3 again. It's 10-7 Devils.
And that's what the great teams do. You know, they flush a bad play, a bad decision down the toilet. Don't think about it. It's gone. Go right back to work. And look at that. An absolutely perfect drive there from Stearns. 4 for 4, 75 yards, and the tutty. And they're back out in front.
What does Miami do to respond as they will receive this next kick? And they will not take it out of their own end zone. That's Maddox's first TD of the season. Only had 10 catches coming into the night, and what a better way to do it, to get back the lead for his club. And now it's up to the Pirates. Rob Crome, Bullet Boletsky, Terrell Cooper, Buck Wild, Tiberius Bovine to get back in the swing of things. We'll start with a run from Bullet. We've seen him not run a whole lot today, but there's the first traditional run of the game for Bullet. That goes for 8.
And to answer your question, Tyler, that's what they need to do. I mean, we're a quarter and a half through this opening half, and that's the first touch on the ground for Bullet Boletsky. It's inexcusable.
Tight ends left. Here for Miami on 2nd and short. They'll go Bullet again, who escapes one tackler but cannot escape the second one. Marquise Rice, the right outside linebacker, another stop and no gain.
And you can't get discouraged by a negative run. You're in a 3rd and 2 situation. Go back to the ground game, get the first down.
They will, but Bullet eats shoulder. Alante Moises in on the tackle. Drive stalls for Miami.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily help when your offensive line doesn't do their job, and Boletsky just gets a ton of shoulder pad on that play there. 3 and out for Miami.
Another punting situation for Massa. He's been hard at work all night tonight, but that one's going to go out of the back of the end zone. And the Devils will get the next possession started from their own 20-yard line. For UFL schedules, standings, stats, rankings, and more, and little score updates from what's going on here all season long, visit the league website at UFL.football and claim your player today. Help your favorite team succeed there too by just being a fan and declaring your fandom. UFL.football, the official home of everything UFL. And taking that upcoming slate of games as well. Tonight was the headliner. Every single team at 500 or better. And we're playing a very tight contest here. 2nd and short. Nothing doing Miami there again.
Yeah, great job. I mean, that's Etuk right there getting in there along with QB. Making a big stop on Nitro, going absolutely nowhere. And that was after a big initial run there from Nitro to start the drive.
Does Vegas dial up here on 3rd and short? With only 2 losses, only a couple of times to change up their strategy and playbook, and maybe this is one that they want to change. It's a run from Nitro, and now Cameron Irvine, our AI expert. We've seen both these teams try to run on 3rd and short, and both have been denied. Could that be a factor of just their prolificness in order to secure wins? They haven't had an opportunity to change some of these calls up.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the whole design of the league, Tyler, is that you know, if you're a team that continues to struggle, we want to continue to pour resources in to helping you play better. But these two teams have played so well throughout the course of the season. They're not necessarily, you know, they haven't necessarily gotten a chance to fine-tune a lot of things. So in a game like this, when you have two teams that are very, very talented, you start to get exposed to some of your flaws maybe a little quicker than you're used to.
Thank you, Cameron Irvine, as Miami now set to work. And there's Bullet. He's had 3 carries, all in the last drive. That's been for the entire game, as now we are 3 minutes out from the end of the half, and he will get his 4th straight carry. This one going for a bit more. They'll give him 3.
And you need to establish the run game. It's been a mistake from the Miami offense to not have established this run game with a weapon like Boletsky earlier than this. So now they're going to have to do it, and pun intended, bite the bullet.
Ron Boletsky. That is what his speed can do when he can get out in space. He crosses midfield, and that might be the final play before the 2-minute warning. It sets them up for an easier 2-minute warning drive.
And that's exactly why you got to keep him involved in the offense. He is too big of a weapon to keep sidelined. The leading rusher in the UFL, you cannot keep him quiet in your offense.
Why they will get one more playoff. Delayed handoff for Boletsky, trying to find some space, a hole, anything. It gets wrapped up before he's able to make too much forward progress as we hit the 2-minute warning. Here in Florida, the Vegas Devils 10, the Miami Pirates 7. 2nd and 9 coming out of the break. Pass over the middle. That's caught. No. Again, we see it, Eric. A catch, but drop because all these defenders can lay the lumber on you.
Absolutely. And these receivers are going to have to start doing Rob Crone some favors and catching these balls in traffic, because it's not going to get any easier as the day goes on.
Crone looking middle, wide open receiver, caught to the 25-yard line. Here come the Pirates. This one caught by TJ Drennan.
And that's probably the easiest catch I think we've seen all night, where Drennan actually had a little bit of room to operate over the middle of the field. I think he was anticipating a hit on the back end, and when it didn't come, he just went ahead and turned it upfield. Great job there by TJ Drennan to get a first down.
15 line.
Bunch up to the right here for Crone. And a little bit of movement. It's going to be on the offense. Yes, the linebacker came creeping down, but you can't react to that. And so the Pirates will go back 5 yards.
Mike 54. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Look again here from Crone. Blitz coming from off the right side. Trying looking left for Boletsky. He picks up the yardage lost due to the penalty. I'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, I think Crone just got rid of the football a little bit too quickly, went to his outlet pass, his check down pass, and Boletsky a little too soon.
Go again. We're on 2nd and 10. Pass right side, caught inside the 10, down to the 6. Flag comes in late. He was caught by Tiberius Bovine Jr., and it's a face mask, which will put him half the distance to the goal.
Stephon Bledsoe, the guilty party. That'll set him up 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Great catch there by Bovine Jr. to get them in that goal-to-go situation to start with. And that's what I was talking about. Crone has to let the play develop a little bit more so that way he can find his weapons downfield.
Power versus power. Play action. Crone, middle, caught, touchdown. Tiberius Bovine Jr. And this back and forth ball game continues. Our 3rd league change of the night.
8th receiving touchdown on the season for Tiberius Bovine Jr. And that one was an easy one. Set up by the play action there. You've got a weapon like Boletsky in the backfield. Vegas has to respect that. It allows the passing attack to open up a little bit. Easy pitch and catch from Crone to Bovine.
Extra points up and good. And with less than a minute to go, Miami has a 4-point lead. And what else is good news, they will get the ball to start the 2nd half. So as long as they can stop Vegas here, they might have a chance in the second half to get something going, but we know how good this Devils offense is, and they could easily get down the field in a hurry.
Oh, absolutely. They've got speed at both the wide receiver 1 and 2 positions, so they can easily work this football down the field. And Tyler, we talked about it a little bit earlier. This is what good teams do. You know, they respond to each other, and we've seen a very big back and forth. It was a little bit slower early on where we had the back and forth with the interceptions and then a bunch of punts. Now we're starting to see these offenses come to life, and we're seeing these quarterbacks and these offenses respond to what the other team is offering them.
Vegas will have to return this one. Good little move, trying for extra space, but down at 20-yard line. Chris Chorles there on the return at 24-yard. That is where Stearns and company will go to work again. See very little of Wright because Nitro has been really the main bell cow, but he'll have an opportunity now to play more of a swing route as Stearns will try and guide the Devils down into scoring range. He stops back, 7-step drop, pass, middle, caught, looking left-hand side over the numbers. That one will go for a first down to David Glilden, and they will hurry back to the line as quickly as they can.
And one of the unique rules of this league, spikes are not allowed in the UFL. A no-huddle, it's a 10-second runoff if you're running your no-huddle offense.
Stearns, that is incomplete, just a bit of mistiming between quarterback and receiver.
Yeah, but it stops the clock, 30 seconds to go. Vegas still with all 3 timeouts to work with as well. And we talked about the speed that they have on their offensive depth chart. They could definitely make something happen here, at least get into field goal range.
About near side for Nitro, but he's taken down and timeout called by Miami. Delius Collins in on the stop behind the line, and Miami wants another chance to do damage.
Yeah, and that was a clutch tackle in the open field by Collins to wrap up Nitro, because it was a one-on-one opportunity there. There really wasn't anyone else that could bring down Nitro. He had to make that stop. He did, force the 3 and out, and now maybe Miami with an opportunity to add some points.
One is on its way. Return only gets up to the 30-yard line from Hill. And that is where decision time now for this coaching staff, for PJ Marshall, the head coach of Miami. Does he risk it with Crone, or does he give it to Boletsky to just get out of here with this 4-point lead? We'll go to the air. Looking right side, tackled at the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line, and a timeout is quickly called by Miami as a few seconds come off the clock.
And I like the decision to just run their offense. See what it is that Vegas is going to give you. If you could go ahead and get some yards down the field and sneak yourself into field goal range, so be it. If not, there's no reason to take any unnecessary risk. You are going to get the football to start the second half.
First catch of the game for Buck Wild, as Crone again will be patient with it. He's just going to check it down to Boletsky at the logo. 3 seconds, 2 seconds timeouts. And they will have just one more opportunity to find the end zone. We're looking at a Hail Mary coming up.
Yeah, but at least it sets them up for the Hail Mary, getting close to that midfield stripe. Crone's got a big arm. He could definitely get it to the end zone from there. Otherwise, you know, it was just going to be one of those, we'll run it out and head to the locker room.
Doesn't look like a Hail Mary formation. Doesn't even look like they're trying a long field goal. They'll just run it here with Boletsky. He can't pick up the first down, bottle up before he could get there. And that is the final play of the half. A very nip and tuck ball game here tonight. Eric Vinson, and it's lived up to the billing. 2 of the best teams in the UFL.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, both of these teams going at each other back and forth. You know, you had an early interception from Miami that Vegas was able to turn into 3 points. Miami returned the favor a little while later with a pick 6 that went 90 yards, which was another firework that we saw. And then the offenses started to kind of come to life. You just saw the deep pass to Maddox that was able to get Vegas back out front. Miami added another touchdown. They've got a 4-point lead here as we get ready to start the second half.
You're watching the UFL here on the Virtual Football Network. We'll be right back with more Prime Time after a word.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back to Florida. Tyler Falk and Eric Vincent here on the call. Glad to have you with us here this Thursday evening. Weekend's almost here, and glad you're here celebrating that with some UFL football here on the Virtual Football Network. Miami set to go to work in that high snap crowd. Boletsky trying to run through a defender. If he would have gotten through that, it would just been him against the safety for a touchdown.
Yeah, typical Boletsky run right there. He somehow finds fifth gear. He goes from first to fifth gear and does it so seamlessly that you're right, Tyler. If that one defender hadn't tripped him up, it was going to be end zone.
That's right. Sai, that is caught to near midfield. That one finds Wild for only one of his very rare catches tonight, is only his second. He's 14th in the league coming in tonight, but it just goes to show you that Corona's had an excellent job finding all of his receivers. He's got 2 of them in the top 15.
And I'm not sure why Buck Wild was so wide open. Maybe because of the fact that Crone hasn't really gone his way tonight, but he had a ton of space to operate along that far sideline. Good job by Rob Crone recognizing that, getting to the football quickly.
And again, going to look to the skies. That middle, another wide open catch, juke move from Terrell Cooper. And Miami is sailing down the field here on the opening drive of the half.
Deep zone coverage looked like for Vegas. Plenty of room to operate there within the 5 to 7 yard range. That's right where Cooper decided to sit down on his hitch route. Crone sees it early, gets him the football, and Cooper does the rest. Great play.
Defense a little bit on their heels now after a couple consecutive long passing plays. We're back to the ground. Boletsky left side. He's going to run for a while. 20 yards for Boletsky to the 15.
And now you see, Tyler, I mean, for those not familiar with the Pirates game, I mean, this is it. I mean, 1,400 rushing yards coming into this ball game, and you see why. He's just able to get that corner, and he has that speed to just beat these guys off the line. And he made that look easy. He made it look like a casual 5-yard run, but it was 20 yards down the field.
Now in the red zone after 4 plays, being all the way back at their own 25-yard line. They're just 15 yards from pay dirt. Pistol look here for Crone. He'll look to the air. Looking middle, swatted aside. Incomplete pass, Marcus Walters there on the deflection.
By the way, correction, I said 1,400. I meant over 1,000. But either way, it's still very impressive coming in to this game. He's averaging 5.3 yards a carry this season, which is second best.
Stay sidecar left, now go up for a pass. Floater, back in the end zone. Caught! Touchdown Pirates! Terrell Cooper, first touchdown of the night.
Really pretty ball here by Rob Crone. Recognizing that Cooper beat the defense. Perfect spot to throw the football. You can't get any better than that. And Cooper does the rest. Actually holding on to the football through contact. We get a pylon cam sighting. Look at that beauty right there. Toes inbounds before the hand hits out of bounds. That's a tutty.
6th touchdown on the season there for Terrell Cooper. And for the first time, we have a score here tonight. Eric, that does not result in a lead change. It's our first 2-score lead of the game. Miami 21, Vegas 10.
26th passing touchdown of the season for Crone. He leads the league in that category. And you're right, Tyler, we have some momentum finally building between these two teams, and Miami is in control of it currently. Now, how is Vegas going to respond? They've got plenty of opportunity to do so. Very quick drive there for the Pirates. Vegas, they're going to have to respond now and keep that 5-game winning streak alive.
They need a bit of a quick drive of their own, and we've seen them in the first half being able to rather nonchalantly move the football rather effectively to get into scoring range. But really ever since that 90-yard pick six, really haven't seen too much tenacity from Vegas afterwards. We'll see if that changes here on their first offensive drive coming out of the locker room from halftime. As that one, the return up goes up to the 23-yard line there from Charles, and so Frank Stearns will have his work cut out for him. As Nitro, that's a bright spot for the Vegas offense. 50 yards on 13 carries. He's done his part tonight.
Well, and he started off hot. He had about 35 yards plus on the opening drive or two, and then since then has cooled off significantly. So we'll see if Vegas wants to focus on him a little bit more.
Pass middle, and that is caught by the tight end, Dylan White, and he's been very active tonight, 6th reception today.
Yep, he is definitely going to be working the middle of that field. 219 to 209, the yardage advantage right now in favor of the Devils.
Turns middle again. It's White again, and he is dragged down by his coattails at the 37.
And that's why they like White in this offense. He's able to run almost like a receiver would. He's able to get off the line, do it quickly. He's a big body. He's tough to bring down. That's why they get him the football all the time.
Five-man rush, pass middle, and, well, that is out of the way. It looked like the defender, Derek Palacios, was playing volleyball. He spikes that into the ground.
I don't think that Stearns saw him. I think that was why Palacios was able to just bat that thing down.
And he look, and Stearns will try and look for a pass, looking near side. Caught with room to work near the line. Again goes the fullback, Montrell Morgan. He's just a half-yard shy as Stearns hits over the 2-century mark.
And that's what Stearns needs to do. He needs to understand that the pressure is coming in his face. He's already been sacked 4 times tonight by this Pirates defense. Good job there for finding his check down, doing it in a timely fashion, and Morgan does the rest with almost picking up a first down there, 3rd and inches.
Let's go now.
What is the defense not expecting? Well, 3rd and inches from nearly right on the pylon. Stearns going to go into the gun. Handoff, eaten alive. Rip QB says rip HB. Tackle from behind the line with just a note card of space from first down yardage.
And he came off the line with his hair on fire. Look at that, untouched. Knew exactly where the football was going, gets right to Nitro in a hurry. And that's going to be a punting situation for the Devils.
And 3:13 and able to jump off his blocks that quick. That is impressive. As the punt is away and a fair catch called for at the Miami 11-yard line. Week 11 in the UFL continues Sunday with cross-conference battles and teams hoping to get back in the postseason mix. Tennessee visits Houston, Montana hosts Dallas, Milwaukee heads to Denver, and Florida welcomes Motor City to the Tank. Kickoff start at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on the Virtual Football Network. Be on the lookout for next week's primetime voting, posting tomorrow morning in the UFL Discord community. That first pass going nowhere on the swing route.
Yeah, not a whole lot of options there for Crone. Had to check it down, and turns out that wasn't a good option either.
Passing right side of the corner route, just a bit too high. Looking for Buck Wild.
Man, just a little bit of a misfire there for Crone. It was a toss in the bucket there on that touchdown grab to Cooper in the goal line area. That one, not so much.
Oh, Crone's got to get rid of it. It's a screenplay, but Bullet Bolesky can do something here, but he's caught by Marcus Walters. He was just a couple yards from getting upfield, and it's another 3-and-out forced by this tenacious Vegas defense.
Walters with the interception on Crone earlier in the ball game. Good one-on-one tackle right there. Curls Boletsky backwards. Only a gain of 7. They needed 10. And off we go with another punt.
Boletsky on a 6th catch of the game tonight. Only had 13 in the first 9 games combined. It seems like the philosophy for using him in that Miami offense is changing just a little bit, or at least here tonight. Good little return here from Vegas as they get up to the 41-yard line. Charles 24-yard return. That's a pretty decent one for all punting standards go, as the offense takes the field. And Stearns, it's a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde performance. 1 touchdown, 1 pick, just over 200 yards tonight.
Yeah, and down by 2 scores. Any kind of score here, even a field goal, will make it a 1-possession game.
Wide receivers right as Stearns has time, looking middle. Nitro is there, makes the linebacker who is covering him turn with them, and picks up 7 yards.
Yeah, he took out there, was in coverage along with McClam. And he turned around just as soon as the football was thrown. A little bit of a puzzling reaction, but 7-yard gain there for Nitro.
Pass middle caught as Flowers with a good move to find some extra space. Picks up the first down.
This is what Vegas was hoping for. Get the ball into your playmakers' hands. Get them in space. And they're already in Miami territory here.
He's going to look for another pass, looking right side. That is caught by Flowers again. 10 yards and another first.
Everyone loves to harp on Ethan Flowers' playmaking ability. I mean, he's a human highlight reel. We hear that all the time. But he makes the dirty plays. He holds on to the clutch catches in traffic and makes sure that you get the first down.
Wide. 10, they will try and go with a run. Nitro going nowhere. It's been all over this game, all over the backfield. His second TFL for loss tonight.
And it certainly seems like the Miami defense is trying to make Vegas a little bit one-dimensional, forcing them into their passing game so that they could go ahead and take advantage of it. We've already seen 1 interception by that man on the turf tonight. He returned it for a touchdown. See if maybe they can make Stearns make another mistake.
It's been a thorn in the Devils' side all night tonight. Heavy blitz coming, flip out right side. That is White, the tight end, for good yardage. On second down, a pickup of 8. That'll make third down a bit more manageable.
Yeah, definitely will. And like I said, Tyler, even a field goal in this situation will make it a 1-possession ball game. Don't make any mistakes here. See what you can do on this 3rd and 4.
Pass floater left side. Flowers! No! Almost had it, but couldn't catch it.
I mean, that would have been a tough ask, even for a guy like Ethan Flowers. I mean, double coverage, able to high point the football, come down in traffic, and he still almost did it.
And look who's in coverage. It's Ron Haynes getting his hand up there at the last possible second. Helped out just a bit by Corey McClam. And that'll set up a field goal opportunity here for the Devils from 39 from the right hash. It's up and it is good from Martin. As the Devils chip into this lead, it's only an 8-point ball game.
8-point ball game, 1-possession game. And that gives Vegas a little bit more life here. You know, Miami came down with their initial possession. They marched right down the football field, able to score a quick touchdown. Vegas comes out, they get points on the board. They don't hit pay dirt, but that's okay. They keep chipping away. It's a 1-possession ball game. Now you need your defense to come out there. They have not had a sack tonight. They need to get to the quarterback.
The league's leaders in sacks. Held to a shutout. That's a testament to the Miami front 5 on offense, keeping Rob Crone upright and keeping the green color palette to that more muted and bluer green rather than any of the brighter stuff, as the return goes all the way up to the 23-yard line, and that is where the Pirates will take their next stand on offense. We've seen a lot of 3-and-outs tonight. They just haven't been able to really do too much, but it did not hurt them on the last drive, able to go down for a score.
You see the total yards, Vegas in front, 273 to 216. The better offensive productive team so far.
Letsky to the right-hand side is dragged down by his horse collar by Tyrone Johnson.
So a 3-yard gain, though, that's definitely what you want out of your rushing attack, and that's what you want out of a back like Boletsky.
Letsky again through the middle. Again, Johnson able to slow him up after a gain of a couple.
It sets up 3rd and short here, Tyler. And again, that is exactly why you have a back like Boletsky back there. He is a weapon for you, and he will set you up in these 3rd manageable situations.
Another run into the well too many times. Vegas again in on the stop. And Miami goes 3 and out again.
Damon Carufel getting in there and making the stop head on against Bullet Boletsky. Great job there. Way to force the 3 and out. And like we talked about, Tyler, you know, Vegas getting an opportunity now after making it a 1-possession ball game. Defense responded. See what the offense can do now.
Hunt is away from Massa. And this one's going to bounce at the 8, take a Miami hop, and be down at the 10-yard line. There's White's numbers, 8 catches tonight. He's well on track to match, if not surpass, a league record, which is most catches in a game by a tight end, set by Tony Horn Jr. of Dakota with 11 earlier this season. Pass left side, there's a catch on the run, thrown down to the 33-yard line. Gililden, 12 yards after the grab, and that'll quickly bring him out of the danger zone.
And Glidden's the Swiss Army knife in this offense. I mean, he plays Wildcat quarterback. He's got some speed, clearly right there, able to hurdle out of a defender's grasp right into another one after just gaining a burst of speed coming off of that route. Great job there. Great opening play by the Devils.
Have a look here on 1st down. Here for Vegas. John McDowell over the left-hand side. 4-man rush, flip out underneath, finding the tight end, Jamar Welch. For an easy pick up of 5.
Good decision by Stearns, getting the football out of his hand quickly. Blitz was coming. Not a whole lot of options in that route tree. Take your 5 yards, move on to the next play.
Again, getting out of time before he's taken down for a sack. Miami having a very good job tonight of sacks, 4 all told. That little dump off again. Gonna set up 3rd and short.
Might see one more play here before the end of the quarter.
Off to the left. Does Stearns hike it? No, he does not. We've reached the 4th quarter here in Miami, Florida. The hometown Pirates, 21. Vegas Devils, 13. One more quarter to go before we close up this night of football here on the Virtual Football Network. Tyler Falk and Eric Vincent here on the call. Great to have your company as Flowers gets the opening catch of the final frame of regulation. And he's up across midfield to the 42 of Vegas.
And Flowers working the middle of the field again. Able to just bump out. Just on a simple little drag route. And then turning it upfield. Plenty of green grass for him to work with. And Vegas is in Miami territory yet again.
Let's go now. 18 Gator.
Flowers averages 74 yards a game tonight, and just under his average at 72. Stearns alone to the gun. Floater left side. It is incomplete. Flowers had to play defender there on 1st down.
Yeah, I don't blame Stearns on that one. You had the one-on-one matchup with Flowers, which is always where you're going to want to go in that situation, but not a great ball thrown there, and lucky that it hit the turf.
Green play caught by Nitro. He's got plenty of space for a 1st down. Up to the 28-yard line and another 1st.
Great blocking up front. That play developed beautifully for the screen. Nitro very patient running with the football after the catch, following his blockers. Because oftentimes you see the running backs, they just turn on a burst of speed. They think they can beat anybody in the world with their speed. But no, this was a nice patient run. Nitro doing a good job following where the big men are going. Gets the 1st down. Big chunk play there.
Ready. 53 at the mark.
Back to the gun goes Stearns here on 1st down. for 300 yards, getting close to his season high mark of 388. Pass corner route cut at the 10. Glidden pulls it in just outside the 10-yard line. He's got 50 yards and gives Vegas an excellent opportunity.
And that shifts Stearns over to the 300-yard mark passing. Glidden, another great catch. Holds on to the football in traffic, and it's going to be a goal-to-go situation here. Going to have to get a touchdown and a two-point conversion if they want to tie this football game up, so they're going to have to tie it up the hard way.
4 wide on first down. Play action. Stearns has time. Looking middle. It is caught. Glidden. Touchdown Vegas. How about that?
Unbelievable. Cannot believe he held on to this football. Glidden wide open to start things off, but it looked like Crone didn't put enough mustard on that one because Ron Haynes was closing in on this one in a hurry. Glidden able to hold on to the football through the SWAT, and it's a 17-yard touchdown grab there for David Glidden.
And they are going to go for 2 to tie up the football game. Stearns quick drop floater back in the end zone. Caught, but out of bounds. Oh, my Battle could have had it. Oh, but great coverage from Miami. Grant Hardaway denying the 2-point conversion.
I can't believe he didn't come up with that one. Thankfully, we're going to get a replay here. Such a nicely thrown football. Man, Battle just not able to come up with it. I'm surprised we're not going to get any sort of actual review. But man, oh man, that almost had it there, but still plenty of time left on the clock. Vegas doing their job, marching down the field. Glidden, a focus on the offense there on that drive. It is now just a 2-point advantage for Miami. How are the Pirates going to respond here at home? Do they keep their own win streak alive? The Pirates coming in with a 4-game win streak. Vegas coming in with a 5-game win streak.
The tale of the night was whose streak is going to get beat. Who's going to finally fall. And we are been treated to a stellar game.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Only 2 points separating these two ball clubs as Miami sends their offense back out again. Crone playing a very stalwart type of game. Nothing too flashy, but keeping his team out in front. As we get a run off the left-hand side from Boletsky, as we get a review from our AI expert, Cameron Irvine, saying both feet were out of bounds, just barely. He was freaking out over the truck area.
No kidding. He was absolutely bonkers.
2 tight ends right here on 2nd and 9. Handoff and nothing. Boletsky saying hello to Muses again. That's going to be Johnson, excuse me.
And again, this is basically a symptom of trying to get the run game going too late in the ball game, because now you're trying to make it more of a focal point of your offense. Vegas is keyed in on that, and now you're putting yourself behind the sticks with 3rd and long situations.
3rd and 11, bunch left. Crone for the corner, caught. First down and plenty more there for Miami.
Drennan's been the guy that's been holding on to the football through these tough catches. I mean, here's another one right here. We've seen Vegas disrupt these catches thrown to these receivers all night long, but Drennan has been able to come up with a couple big ones. None bigger than that one, right near the midfield stripe, and a first down.
Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Shotgun look here for Miami after the big play on 3rd down. Stop route caught for Drennan. Back-to-back receptions. Gives his club 6 yards.
Clock continuing to tick. Still plenty of time, but Miami certainly wants to utilize as much of this clock as possible.
For the misdirection, Boletsky running right into the teeth of that Vegas defense. Will be taken down after a minimal gain, and it's 3rd and short.
Bullet just looked a little slow on that play. Didn't find that extra gear, ran right into the defender, the only one really that could have tackled him. Now's a 3rd down.
Another run, Boletsky denied again by Johnson. 4th down.
And it's really no surprise, Tyler. I mean, against one of the more talented front fours in this league, racking up sack after sack after sack, they're able to get all this penetration on this run game, and the offensive line for Miami is struggling against them. Bullet's just not been getting the space that we're used to seeing.
Vegas is going to try and send someone to block here, and instead Miami's just going to try and sky it. Fair catch called for as the ball will take a Vegas bounce into the end zone, and so the Devils will start this next possession on their own 20-yard line. Please like and comment on this video to help the UFL reach more people as it rounds the back 9 of the regular season. The race for the playoffs is about to heat up, and we want everyone to see what we're building. Thanks for your continued support of the inaugural UFL season. Stearns going to try and tuck it and run. Going to try and bounce it up to the left-hand side. Gets a block from Flowers. Still trying to fend off a defender who is chasing him all the way. Give him an hard 8-yard gain.
And his first credit for a rush here tonight. All the other times they've gone down as sacks. Miami's done a good job of getting to the quarterback.
Gunn here for Stearns. Has time. Still has time, but not anymore. Down he goes. Rip QB. Sack number 5 for Miami.
Great job by QB getting to the quarterback there. That's his 11th tackle for loss and his 9th sack on the season.
And how about this again here, Eric? We've talked about it all night long. Miami turning heads while Vegas slumbers in the sack department.
And it's a wild, just complete flip of the script here. You know, we were anticipating Vegas to come in here and be the sack leaders. Not the case tonight.
4-man rush on 3rd and long. Stearns, heave-ho! Deep over the middle, it is caught at the 30! Holy cow! Braylon Battle fought off 3 defenders for a 56-yard gain!
Battle, I mean, he's not a tall individual standing at 6'1" in your programs, but man, oh man, he leaps like a giant up into double coverage. A little bit of a floater once it got down to him, but gets up over Hardaway, over Collins, holds on to the football through contact, and that's a huge play for Vegas.
All of a sudden, from near his own end zone where he threw the ball, now he's standing on the 35-yard line of Miami. Now Stearns surveying, gonna look for it all here. Back to the end zone, Flowers can't hold it in. Grant Hardaway there in coverage.
It just looked to me like Stearns was trying to get it to the end zone, was going with the one-on-one matchup, trusted Flowers to make a play. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out.
Stearns gonna look to the air again, this time a quick pass. That's a stop route for 1st down yardage up to the 16-yard line. Jamion Glover, his first grab of the night, sees Stearns go for his season long of 400 yards, a new season high.
He's been airing it out all night long, and it's good recognition from this Vegas Devils coaching staff to go ahead and go to the air. Not a whole lot of success on the ground with Nitro, especially here in this second half, and Stearns has just been lighting it up.
Just the 13th quarterback to reach over 400 yards in a game this season. This time a run, Nitro going nowhere. Maybe just for a yard. Atuk again on the tackle along with Walker.
And here's the beauty of this situation now, Tyler, because Vegas has come up with all these big plays, they could go ahead and chew some clock a little bit on Miami.
Nitro in the backfield, he will get the call here, trying to bounce it through the middle. And he's wrapped up quickly by QB after a gain of about 3. And it's 3rd down again.
3rd and 6. You'd like to find the end zone, obviously, but a field goal here will take the lead.
Another run, bounce left side, open space, rolling into the 1-yard line. Dedrick Wright, his first carry of the game, puts Vegas on the doorstep.
I'm surprised it's taken this long to go ahead and get Wright to check into this ball game. He's another powerful back. That'll be a great change of pace back for Nitro. We see it right there. And he's able to get it down to the 1. Probably a good thing, honestly, that he didn't get it to the end zone. Gives them an opportunity to chew more clock.
Flowers the lone wide receiver. Goal line defense out for Miami. They try and do a pitch, and it's fumbled. Miami recover on the botched fake.
Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Wow. The disruption there on the back end by the Pirates linebacker. That was Corey McClam. Got the tip of the football. It ricocheted in a weird way. Came back towards the defenders, and Miami was able to pounce on it. Man, oh man, I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
Another disaster for Vegas in the red zone. They threw a pick at the 10-yard line in the first half. Now they fumble it on the goal line in the second half. First time out of the game of the half called by Miami. Oh my goodness. Unreal.
I mean, it wouldn't be this ball game, Tyler, if we didn't get one more little flip of the script. I mean, we've seen so much back and forth between both of these ball clubs. It had to have been just one more play to make you go, what just happened?
Second down. Vegas going to use all their timeouts here and try and stop Boletsky. They've done a great job of that this second half. They take him down again after a minimal gain. 3rd down upcoming.
And it's not over yet, Tyler. I mean, one more timeout. That'll stop the clock. Vegas will have the 2-minute warning to work with. And then we've seen that they have had success moving the football down the field, especially in this passing attack. It's certainly not over.
Everyone here in the stadium's on pins and needles. Crone going to look for the first down through the air, caught on the drag, and he fumbles the ball, and Vegas recovers at the 11. They won't have to wait for a punt. They will save a timeout, and they get the ball at the 11.
See this again. I thought it looked like he was down. Oh, I think the ball was coming out before he hit the turf. Drennan has been sure-handed all night long. Oh, yeah, that football's out. That's a huge turnover there for Vegas to set themselves up nicely. And another flip of the script, Tyler. How many more are we going to get? We've only got a minute left of game time.
We'll see probably 3 more. Bridges jars it free, hauled in, and now here comes Vegas. Can they go second time lucky? Stearns, end zone, touchdown, just like that. It's the tight end, Kellen White, first of the game, and Vegas takes the lead.
Panda freaking monium. I mean, unbelievable. You go ahead and you get a turnover like that and you respond immediately with a touchdown pass to the back edge of the end zone to the tight end that you've been working all night long. White with a huge touchdown grab. Vegas taking the lead.
Extra point is up and good. Up by 6 goes Vegas. How many more twists and turns will we go as we go to our AI expert to take a look? You have some different angles for us on the fumbles. Come on in, Mr. Irvine.
Yeah, Tyler. So looking at the first, let's talk about the Vegas fumble. That ball on a pitch was actually hit back to Stearns, and then he fumbled the ball. So it was just kind of a ping pong action there. Crazy play. And then on that Miami fumble, we had a view from the front of it, and Eric Vincent called it in real time. Just before the knee went down, the ball was coming out. Lost the ball. That was also a good call by our officiating crew. Back-to-back, very tight, unbelievable fumbles in the final minutes of this game. Remember, Miami was down by 1 score in their last game against New Orleans, came back to force overtime.
Crone is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He goes to work left side. That is incomplete, looking for the feet of Drennan.
It's not over yet, Tyler. I mean, we've got the 2-minute warning. Miami with all 3 timeouts to work with. 5-point ball game. Got to get to the end zone in order to take the lead.
I snap. They'll go to Beletsky on the draw. He shakes and bakes, looking for more, taken down at the 2-minute warning. Only 5 points. Can Miami go the length of the football field and put one more twist to this tale? This is the UFL on the VFN. Three wide here for Rob Crone. Looking right side with a car on his picked! Just like that, the Vegas defense comes alive in the 4th quarter. Waters is there. Vegas take Homer.
And what an interception here from Walters. He had one in the first quarter of play, came over to play buck wild there to force the double coverage, and looks like he got both feet in bounds before he was ushered out. So another turnover. We have had 3 turnovers within about a minute of game time. Absolutely unbelievable.
Miami still does have all 3 timeouts. They can force a stop, but any first down is crucial. Nitro going nowhere, gonna lose 2 yards. First timeout called by Miami.
And with Miami in the driver's seat, they fumble the bag. Opportunity to take the lead, keep their win streak alive. Instead, now Vegas in the driver's seat. Man, oh man, I'm glad we don't have the Rick meter up here with us, because otherwise that ish would be broken.
Oh my, that diesel-powered thing of beauty. As we go to the ground game, no. Stearns, near side, caught falling down near the 40-yard line. It's short of the line to gain. Second timeout called by the Pirates. Third and potentially game-sealing play coming up.
But you know what? That was a smart play by Welch. Able to make the catch, and he falls down in bounds to make sure that Miami uses their timeout. That was a 1,000 IQ play there from the receiver.
Stearns going to spread the field on 3rd and short. They'll try and go with Nitro to get it. He does pick it up on the counter. And Vegas is going to waltz into Miami and steal this victory at the death, led by their charismatic defense in the dying embers, as the Devils will march on to 8-2.
And just when it looked like, Tyler, that Vegas was absolutely done and dusted, Miami's offense was starting to come to life. Man, just unbelievable set of circumstances. 3 back-to-back-to-back turnovers. Like I said, in a little over a minute of game time, Vegas is going to win their 6th straight ball game and go back home for a 3-game homestand against Albuquerque, Denver, and Rochester.
They will now go tie to top the Great West Canyon Division with Salt Lake. As Nitro gets taken down, Walker in the tackle, but my goodness, what a game we were treated to tonight. Twists and turns. It was a tight ball game, a low-scoring affair for Miami, who's one of the better offenses for the most part. They were held in check, nearly 150 yards less than their average of close to 400 yards of offense in a game. Instead, it's Stearns, it's Nitro, it's Flowers, it's Battle, it's Johnson, it's Phillips, it's the Devils who come away with this victory in hostile territory against the Miami Pirates. And they're going to try for a field goal attempt. It is off the bar, but a flag comes in. Are they going to say roughing the kicker? They are.
Wow.
A 3 first down, and that will seal it.
Come on, fellas.
Automatic first down.
Tyler, I was holding my breath there for a minute after they were lining up for the field goal, as the waning seconds were ticking away. I was waiting for a blocked field goal to come into fruition, and sure enough, we almost friggin' got it.
Extra play with triple zeros. We'll bring in the expert camera revive one more time as it goes final here. 26-21, your final score.
Yeah, that's an issue. On 4th down, the game inside 8 seconds on 4th down forces a play. That's why you didn't see the victory formation on 1st and 2nd down. That was almost a nightmare for us here at UFL Studios as Miami almost blocked that kick. So we were a few seconds off maybe on those calculations. We'll have to fix that up. Wow, Vegas escapes.
Thank you, Mr. Irvine. Regardless, a tremendous game here in the UFL here on Primetime. Eric Vincent, take us through one more time through this entirety of the game and what it means to both these teams.
I mean, what more can you say? I mean, both of these teams, they are two of the best that we have to offer in this league, and they played like it tonight. You know, Vegas, it looked early on in the season like they were going to be out. They were going to be a wishy-washy team moving forward. They started getting some momentum. They started filling up their locker room. A lot of key pieces now on both offense and defense, and they're looking like a different team. They're looking like a team that can contend and win a championship. Meanwhile, Miami, after winning 4 straight, they'll go back to the drawing board and start to retool a little bit. It's only going to get more amped up, more wild as we hit playoff time here, Tyler.
Absolutely. Devils 8-2, Pirates 7-3 as we wrap up shop here on this UFL Primetime. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Eric Vincent, our league founder and commissioner, and expert Cameron Irvine back in studios. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.